Mwana yake igwa bebe shaturu turu tutu dadi shaturu turu tutu ya mutaraki. Reure. Muikoyo ni ale mundu muge muno. Na muikoyo no muge muno. Kwali watadai cia watanagio no si watanagio kinyani kwisi ni kwali ngano na ni ciari na maundu maria ciari hagira andu muthuri ugutura ica garara ica ni mwamenya haria thiite ukagwa ri guciarai mutikeine aciarithio ni irimo garara ica ndamugeithia ngiri cia thayo ni njenga wa muthaka mubui wa mbari ya mbu riu ri tene ri rugano ta ruru rwa muturi ri aturi makoragwo makunuritwo bogo wa uturi kiria gituma njuge uguo ni atiriri ona thaici ungithi gukunurwo bogo-ini ukorwo ugo waku ni uturi no nginya ukunurwo uheo mathaga maria ukuheo ma ugo wa uturi. Uhoro wa uturi ndwari uhoro wa itheru. Andu aria maturaga ri haria mathiaga guturira ri hatiari handu ha kurangarangu ndungiatumire mundu uguo hari aturi athiarangarangite hari handu hakoragwo hegeirwo ngona na ni hari igongona riria ungiekirwo ito nginya no gukururwo igongona nigetha ugithia hau rugano kau ri umwe ya gerekano na kori muturi yagithire gutura nigo getha indo na gitigite mutumia wake akiohete nda na riria ri kuria ri mutumia wake agiuka akinyitwo ni irimu na riki gwatira muci wa muturi riu gacagaca-ini yo ri tondu hari hatingiathire mundu uturi-ini wa kuheana uhoro ri irimu ri ni riaherithagia muka wake muno tondu rioyaga irio ikamucumikia ikamwira mundu wakwa ni ukuruma warega ngaria nikaria riu mutumia wa muturi ni ahinyererekire muno kimwiri akuiona wa gwikua ahinyererekite muno na ena mwana munini arongithia ha akiathikika muno ni mwiri riu ri kanyoni nikonire ha ni hathukana na gagithi haria aturi aria mari akenjia kwina rwimbo ruu ndo tukine na inyuĩ uturi ugutura ica garara ica tura narua ukagwa ri guciare mutikeine aciarithio ni irimu ica garara ica niguo turi monanirie atiriri ikihe mundu ratigite mundu wake atai karete na mikarire miega tondu kanyoni gaka gatu-ini ro orimo ni kuga ugire wakine ni nie agiteng'era na mucii ayikora mukari one akuire wetuikana ni renye iyo ni mwe.
Enough story time. Shut up. Thank you very much. Shut up. Jega Muthaka sometimes just feel like speaking. You know, sometimes I forget that it's not always about me. Sometimes I forget it's not always about me, so I'll be speaking. I'll be speaking. Oh, that Taurus energy, throat chakra. Sometimes I just be speaking. Someone has to come and remind me. Muthaka, talking too much. Now, welcome to the Sabbath. The real Sabbath. And even that Sabbath is not even real. AKA, we are calling that the Sabbath, but it's not actually the Sabbath. It's the virtues and principles, or what you are calling the characters of the time, or when you look outside, what you see, the weather system. So how is everything outside? So that is what we are calling what? That is what we are calling the weather, or that interaction, or that thing happening. We either call it winter, we can call it summer, we can call it fall. So it is that phenomenon that we are giving that name, calling it the Sabbath, or whatever happens around that. So around the Sabbath, or what you call a mini Ramadan. Okay? So a mini Ramadan is what you are calling a Sabbath, or what you call 180 degrees opposite a sign, aka when the sun is 180 degrees opposite the moon, okay, or when the sun is in its set position, so from rise to set. So when the sun is setting, what you call Seth or set or death. When the sun goes back to wherever it goes in the evening, what you call dusk, before dawn. So that is the sun being 180 degrees opposite its starting position. So the sun is 180 degrees opposite its rising sign. So it has risen, gone through all the 12 hours of the day, like it says in your Bible, okay? Genesis chapter 1, verse 15, around there. So that means that the sun is directly opposite. So it is at rest, or what you can call it has set, or what you can call death, or what you can call a Ramadan. So that is why we are calling that day Saturn Day. Okay? The day when we are 180 degrees opposite where the sun was, or what you call a Saturday for yourself, or Ramadan. Ramadan. Now, today is the 7th day, aka today the moon is 7, or was, it's already in the night, so we're already going to the PM. So today the moon was 7 days, aka we have a new moon that has gone through a whole 7 days, what you call a half moon. So we have a month that has gone through the 7 days, and it's in the 7th month, aka Libra. Okay, the 7th month, Libra, or what you call 180 degrees, or what you call the 7th house, or what you call Maat for the people of Kemet. That is what you are calling Maat. Or if you're in Kenya, what you call the judicial system, or the scales of justice. Or when you go back to Egypt, it is when you have that lady who has 2 wings behind her back, and they are equal, aka the day will be equal to the night. So welcome to the day when we'll be having 12 days of sunlight, and 12 hours of moon, so 12 hours. So the day will be equal to the night. So that means after the beginning of the year, what you call vernal equinox, or March 23 or April, whatever the date is, April, March 19, March 23, depending on the year, when we have what you call a vernal equinox, aka when the sun, the moon, and all the other celestial beings are aligned, the sun and the moon and the stars are aligned, aka when you wake up in the morning, if the sun is rising, it is on your head. So if you can go to the horizon, when the sun starts coming up, if you can put an angle, the sun will be directly into your head. What you call Aries, or what you call spring, or the worship of Yahweh for the people who are in the church religion. So that is Yahweh time, aka Aries, or the rising, or a beginning of something, a season. Now, so we were in the 7th month. We're in the 7th month of the zodiac system, aka we just moved into Libra. We are just coming from Virgo, just into Libra. Now, this is not your Gregorian calendar. This is the lunar calendar, aka the calendar that gives you the times. It's in your Bible that the moon is the one that gives you the times. Now, based on now the sun being in Libra, remember it is the 7th day of the 7th month, and it is year 7. So how do you get to year 7? 2023. You add 2 plus 2 plus 3. You get year 7. Now, so by default, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I have to pay attention. We're talking of a number. Is a triple number. It's repeating itself. Oh, wait a minute, what about when it's 1 o'clock or the 7th hour and it's 7777? Oh, that sounds interesting. So what is all that? Could that be a portal? You know what I'm saying? Could that be a portal? Could that be a gate? Oh, shout out to Lion's Gate. Are we talking of a gate? Could that be a frequency? Could that be another verse? So what is happening? So what is that? Now, hiyo ni yako. Because if you didn't take advantage of it, then you only have the remaining night time to do something. So you have to know how can you do what you're supposed to be doing at that particular time. So now, so before we continue, my 2 books are out. Let's check the comments first. It's open panel before we dive deep, so that if you have any visitors, you can be like, hi thou Jega. This is someone called Abua Kinyanjui. Shout out to you. Naona Munjiro Maingi, Bisnderito. Shout out to our buddy Mani. Mani is in the house. Sarah Waidera. Rosie Waidera. Ni muzuri. More likes can attract viewers. Keep it up. I'm not the one who's liking. How can I like my own shit? Who is this? Shout out to Molly. Shout out to all the Libras. All the Libras are here to balance our chakras. or our Satans. or when you want to be at rest now, you want us to do some shadow work. Libras are very jealous. You're supposed to be resting. We are supposed to be on a mini Ramadan, and they want us to start working on balancing something. Libras are demonic, always satanic. Shout out to the Saturnalians. That is why this world is ruled by the Saturn square. They like using the Saturn square magic a lot on you because, all that Satan energy. AKA all that opposing energy, AKA all that energy being on the extreme end of something. So you are not cold if the situation is hot, and you are not hot if the situation is cold. So you're always trying to balance something. You're always trying to give us your 42 laws of math, AKA Sun in Libra. Now, I don't even know if we should be diving into this now. This should be for Sunday. This is for Sunday. That esoteric flash disk is for Sunday. Okay, save that one in your small memory. We don't like to hold on to too many memories. So, happy Sabbath. This is the day of what you call the atonement. This is the atonement day of the God. So it is today. Today is the day of atonement. So that means today you can be forgiven all your sins. Oh, my sins, what taken away, taken away. Oh, my sins, what taken away, taken away, taken away. Leo katanuka. My neighbors will see me dancing naked. The day of the atonement. Day of the atonement, I atone all my sins, all my sins, all my sins. What taken away, what taken away, all my sins, what taken away, taken. That is my grandmother. May her soul rest in peace. So my grandmother used to sing me those songs. My grandmother used to sing me English songs, but they were all Christian based. So may her soul rest in peace. So if there's someone who was so truly like who truly believed in her religion is my late grandmother. But she died alone. There was no one surrounding her. There were no loved ones to say, come here, my grandchildren, I'm about to go, you know I'm more old. She never did that. She died alone. I talked to her before she died and told her to get the fuck out of this world. So may her soul find whatever so that it can go into bigger, expansive, more spaces. It doesn't mean because your social was here before you, they were clever. Yeah? It doesn't mean because you are aged, you are wise. So that is even why you have to look at your ancestors. It doesn't mean because your ancestors were here before you, they knew what they were doing. The same way you may not know nothing, but you may have a child who's teaching you to use your phone because they are more updated than you. That's a good example. You already have children, and your children can already operate your gadgets better than you. Ati watoto wa siku hizi, aki mtoto wangu ananishanga maneno na hii simu, So you are already agreeing that they are better than you, and they are still children. So you are better than your grandfathers. Understand that. Though they had the starting positions, though they had the starting points, okay, based on that time, based on that age, it was the best for that. But you're in a different age, and you're supposed to be coming up with something new for this new world. Shout out to Jackie Malio, Jackie Main, Jacqueline Minor. Shout out to Jacqueline Minor, either daughter of Minor or she has a minor somewhere, not a Toto. Shout out to Jacqueline Minor. We said it's an open panel, so if it's open panel, it means it's time for questions. You can ask a question. How lucky do you get? It's the day of atonement. I'm showing the children of God's grace. God is forgiving the world. I'm also showing my people grace. So, may the grace. Wambui akiuga ni thayo. That is what Wambui said. Wambui said thayo. So what can we tell Wambui? Wambui thayo back at you. She didn't say, hey guys, in the comments, how was your day? Did any of you witness something miraculous? You know, this is the only chat where I have boring people on TikTok. On my other chat rooms, they are very interesting. They are very interactive. But you are the most boring people. Chats on TikTok. TikTok is the most boring application for people who are interacting with other people. It's always tap, guys, tap. They have to be told to tap. I should even have said that. Then they have to, like, if it is commenting, they only comment with emojis, laughing, like it's the most boring place for video interactions. You should be talking to each other in the comments. One boy should be asking, Washera Mansu. Shout out to Washera Mansu. Washera Mansu all the way from the Gulf. Beautiful woman. Shout out to you. Washera Mansu. So you should be saying hi to each other. The Syrian should be saying hi to Wamboy. Hi Wamboy, how was your day? Did you do any magic trick today? No. Did you hear the colors of today? No. Did someone comment on your big ass? No. This town is so dry. Nowadays, no guys are hitting on me. Those are the conversations you should be having. Then you should be going like, I'm so glad we are here. We can learn something so that we can learn to be divine feminine. Then we can attract some divine masculine. And the men should be in the comments saying, hey baby, are you a Libra? Are you a Cancer? Are you a water sign? Will you always be wet for me, aka emotional around me? Am I going to be marrying some emotional baby? Oh, Washera is like, hey, thank you. Shout out to Washera. Should be having conversation. Does anyone know how to dominate your enemies? Na vitu kama hizo. You know, you just read my life. See? Hey-oh. Oh, hey-oh. Hey-oh. Before we begin, you are all blood. You are all related. You may not even know how you are related. But the fact that you are all in this one chat line means in one way, shape, or another, you are vibrating relative to something, and that makes them your relatives. That is why they say in the Bible that you can have a friend who sticks closer than a brother, because your brother can be your worst enemy. Your worst enemy could be your best friend, and your best friend your worst enemy. Some will eat and drink with you, then they will give you some brain. They will show you their IQ, then they will betray you. Who their cup fits. So they are going to give you their brains, esoterically speaking. They are going to show you how much IQ they have, esoterically speaking. Then they are going to turn around and stab you in the back. So, in the Bible, they are going to draw a man being stabbed in the back with a knife. And they are going to give you a story of a man called Jacquom or something. And then the Bible is going to tell you that Jacquom was stabbed in the back by Washera with a machete. And you are going to believe it. Missing the esoteric part. Now, let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good times, all the bad times. We are about to go into sex talk now. About to go into sex talk. Okay? Now, we know that to climax. Now I know you are very happy now. Some of you are about to, I know some of you are now about to go and run and wash your hands. You are like, oh my God, today I'm going to beat my meat to esoteric angel. I'm gonna get my nut. I'm gonna jack off to an angel giving esoteric wisdom. He's about to talk about some climax. So some of you are preparing your hands to start rubbing yourself. You know, most of you are lonely. Most of you don't have people. You pretend you have people in the streets. A lot of you guys, that's why you are single. If someone looks at you, say, look at them like, look, why are you looking at me like that? Then when you get home, we are living in such a dry state. The last time I checked, it's your pussy that is dry. So show some grace. I don't believe the internet. Don't believe all the videos on YouTube. A man is supposed to be like this. The last time I checked, a lot of men are crying. A lot of men are crying. They're like, oh my God, he was the relationships coach. These are the women. How could you teach on him? Of course, he ought to be taught a lesson. She did not cheat on him. She taught him. How could you teach him a lesson? How can you? That lady did the best thing. Teach that nigga a lesson. That nigga has caused so many weddings. That nigga has caused so many relationships. Talking about keeping some beard here, his expensive suits. Steve Harvey, my man, forgot to close the bedroom door. If a man cannot lock the door behind him, leave him. Sasa muko wapi Steve Harvey? Unakuliwa mpaka na bartender. No. This is about climaxing, so back to the esoteric wisdom. Okay, forget about Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey, she did not cheat on Steve Harvey. She teach Steve Harvey how to shut the fuck up and sit down. You do not know anything about how to be a male. Now, ask me about how being a male is. Now, let's talk about a climax. So, a climax is a peak of something. Unasikia hiyo climax ndio hiyo climax ya wimbo ni katitu. Katitu osekomi. That is the climax of the song. Okay, we are about to finish. So that is the peak. Remember, there's a difference between a climax and an orgasm, and I want to show you. Sometimes you'll be with your queen. You're like, did you come? What do you mean, did you come? Sasa hiyo ni nini mnaulizananga kwanza? Did you come? Come where? Yes, I guess you came too quick. I think that would be the best answer. I guess you came too quick. What do you mean? Nothing. I mean, niko namaanisha uba yako ilikuja haraka. Venye uliniambia unakam ukiwa Keno. Kutoka Keno mpaka hapa Gatina hata ukumaliza 1 minute. Hiyo uba yako ilikuja haraka. Hata afadhali wakati nilikuwa nakaa Wanye. Natoka Gatina unakuja Keno haraka hivyo. Afadhali wakati nilikuwa naishi Wanye, esoterically speaking. So now, a climax is a peak of something. Is a high point. Unasikia. Oh my God. I almost reached climax. Almost. Most of you are almost. Most of the ladies watching here are almost. Okay, you have been peeing in the beds thinking that is what you saw on porn. So you think squirting is peeing on the bed. Now a lot of your men have Macintosh. Now you can go somewhere, you are given a guest bedroom, you sit on the bed. Unasikia karatasi, unashindwa kwani kuna watoto wanakojoanga huku. No! Those adults, that is their bedroom. You know, you guys, you like mnaenda kupenda kulala kwa wenyewe, kuna extra bedroom. Hiyo bedroom inakuanga hiyo ya Macintosh. So that woman is peeing in the bed the whole day in the name of climax. Ati ana orgasm, ati ni squatting. No, that is not squatting. Hiyo ni kukojoa bwana. Give us a break. Men mkatai maneno ya kukojolewa. Mtu anakukojolea mpaka kwa kifua hapa. Now you have to change the sheets, turn the mattress around. Ati in the name of that is not squatting. Anything inapita hii grass quarter is not. Unaona hiyo? Yeah, I think I'm giving wacha niwape credit. Najua you have some Ugandans in the house. Let me give them some credit. You have some Kachavakari women from Uganda. Let's for the Ugandans. Kenyans, if you are going to do it, that is too much. That is too much for Kenyans. Amuja graduate, you only too much. Maybe we give grace to the Ugandans. Tanzanians. Too much. Because of Makufuri. And this is for the Ugandans. I think that is enough. Anything beyond this is total madness. And remember, this is Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda. Now, class in session. Is this supposed to be a sex video education? Are you trying to teach the women? Or we are supposed to be talking about the climax, Sarah? Through the climax. Let's get back to class. Wachana na mama. But that has to stop. Okay? Stop peeing on us. It's too much. Guys now need a mop in the room. Unaenda Airbnb kutoka unaambiwa, "Ai boss, last time bana, ai hapana." Ni nini? Ai hapana, mnaharibu sana bwana. Hata kama ni hivyo. Bwana hata atwaye munge mop bwana. Stop drinking liters of water to try and impress us, okay? Do some kegero. That is enough. Okay, do some kegero exercises. That is enough. We don't care about you peeing everywhere. As long as you are grabbing the gear stick. That is for the men who know how to drive a manual. You know, for you to shift a manual car, you need to play with the stick. Sometimes you put the stick in one gear. Then you change to number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. We have 6 gears or to 7. Sometimes you need to shift down very quickly from 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. And then start from 2, build up. But most of you men nowadays are automatic. Even when it comes to changing gears, you are not. It is the same thing. Now, so a peak or a climax is a summit. It's a peak. It's a pinnacle. It's a crowning point. Okay? It's a high spot. It's a what you can call a top zenith. It's an apex. Okay? So now, meaning it's a culmination of something. It's a crest. Ukienda kwa mountain inaitangwa crest. It's a crown, a king's crown, na vitu kama hizo, okay? So it is culminating in an exciting and impressive event. Remember, this is coming to a crescendo. So let's say we are watching a concert. So when the music is reaching a crescendo, it's going to a climax. We are waiting for the final drum rolls, wherever the song is. So the animator is conducting the song. We are all listening. You know, we have paid for that expensive Mozart concert. Because if you are watching me, trust me, you are going to make the money. So we are watching the best concert in the world. We are at Madison Square Garden. Sisi sasa ndio tuko in rulership. Now we are the real magicians in the world venye inafaa, and we are watching that thing going to a climax. So when it comes to a crescendo, that is what is called a resort. Unaona ilikuwa a crescendo. So that goes to a resort, and that resort ndio tunaenda kwa orgasm. So the resort is the orgasm. But what is an orgasm? Hapo ndio tuko. An orgasm is not what you think it is, okay? An orgasm is not you being everywhere. An orgasm is not you not being able to handle that hose. So your hose is splashing everywhere. So even when we open the jets of the hose, you don't even know how to hold it tight. So your hose is spraying water everywhere. So sometimes your hose even sprays before it's directed where to, quench the fire. You know what I'm saying? So esoterically speaking. Or you have a weak hose. Your hose is all punctured, so it can never have the pressure to deliver. It has many holes on the side. You have been using it badly, so you have been adding soy sauce to your hose. So your hose is dilapidated. So your hose is like a second-hand hose. Though it's a brand new hose, it's not a good hose. So your hose sometimes cannot even stand. It's an old pipe, so you cannot even put out the fire. Shout out to people of Ngong. Shout out to my herbal students. I can see people used to go and learn herbs with in the comments. They are called Infinity Siskibuk or something. Infinity SSB. She cannot teach you when it comes to herbs. We used to go to herb schools together. You can check her bio. She doesn't speak. In her bio, she just poses. And she's beautiful like that. She just poses. She gets her likes. Gets her comments. She doesn't even have to open her mouth because she's good like that. Shout out to Infinity SCB. Now, so, before we proceed, someone was asking me about self-love. Nimekumbuka kuna mtu aliniuliza, "Oh, Mudhaka, what is self-love?" And I told them I was going to speak about it in today's live. So, the energy of feeling appreciated. Keyword, you can write this down. The energy of feeling appreciated. Hiyo ndio inaitangwa self-love. So if you never feel appreciated anywhere, you don't have self-love. And you have to calculate self-love by getting into habits of loving self for you to, wherever you go, to feel appreciated by people. So if you want love, you don't go looking for love. You become love. In the spiritual, things are different. Sasa, shout out to Moare. If you want happiness, in the spiritual world, you don't go looking for happiness. You are happiness. You become happiness. I'll give you an example. Okay. When you are dreaming, okay, let's say you are dreaming. When you are flying in your dreams, most of you dreams, and I'm not talking about the kind of dreams you're having. We are now having proper dreams, not the wet dreams, real dreams. So when you are dreaming, in your dream states, whenever you want to fly, you always see yourself flying in the dream. Sometimes you can fly as a bird, sometimes a balloon, sometimes as a house. But the fact remains, in the dream world, you are flying. So in the dream world, or what you call the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, when you need to fly, you do not fly. You become flying. That is why in your dream, you can become anything. So in your dream, when you want to win, and you defeat your enemy, in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, aka in the spiritual world, that happens in an instant because it's a thought or a feeling. So it's like a lightning, a flash of light. So in that instant, what you experienced was you winning. So in the spiritual world, if you want to win, you're not going to win, go out and win. In the spiritual world, you become the winning. You are the winning. For example, Everything is inverted. And you say it, but you don't even say it. So, that is why they say you never find what you seek. And what you seek will always run away from you. Because if you are seeking something, you are in the energy of seek. So, when you are seeking, you can't find. Because you are in the energy of seeking, not attracting. So, that which you chase will always get away from you. That is why they say, people say that they are chasing love or they are trying to fall in love. Okay? So you'll never fall in love all your life. In this channel, we don't fall in love. We relate. You cannot fall in love. You can never find love. You'll never find love. You can go to all the dating sites. You can you can read all the books. You will never find love. You'll never find anything you're looking for. You become love. So in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension, in the spiritual world, when you're looking for love, you make love. You become love. And that is why you even tell your women, can we make love? But you're not thinking to yourself. There's a reason you're saying, let's make love. Because your spirit knows love can only be made. There is no love. When you want to be loved, you become love. You become lovable. When you want, so there's nothing like falling in love or finding love. You never find it. You become love. If you want love, you become love. You become it. And then you attract it. Ni sawa sawa. So, aliniuliza, Wamudhaka, what is self-love? Nikamwambia, the energy of feeling appreciated. Every time you feel appreciated anywhere, know that you have been practicing self-love. Day of Atonement, I'm showing you grace. Watoto wa Mungu, I'm giving you grace. Father, Father, forgive me, for I have sinned. Come to me, child, and confess. What have you had? What have you done, my child? I went to one B&B, and I poured a whole glass of drinking water. Now they will not let me back there. Father, what could be the problem? You know, child. Sasa mimi ndio huyo hapo. Mimi ni Father Jenga. Niko na hii kola. Mimi ni Father Jenga. You know, child. If you find that you are feeling a glass of water, then, depending on how thirsty you are, it could be right or wrong. No one is doubting you. So go home. You know they came for confession. No, I'm about to give them something to do. Okay? Go home, child. Kneel down in front of your husband and don't look him in the eye. So kneel down in front of your husband looking the other way. Then kiss the floor or the mattress or whatever and tell him that you are ready to be punished. Self-love. The energy of feeling appreciated. Shout out to all the women with rolls. We like the women with rolls around your belly. Shout out for you. With all your calves. Do not be ashamed of your calves. When you find a divine masculine, do not be afraid of your calves. We like calves. Unfortunately, I can't handle all the calves. But we like calves, so, we like calves. Should we roast someone? Someone is trying to join my live. Let me finish this one, then we can roast someone tonight. Then we can show them grace. We are on holiday. It's the Sabbath. Today and tomorrow is the Sabbath. But you don't live the way the world is supposed to live. You live in reverse. Now, hiyo nimekuambia ni food for thought. So, we know that in this world, we have said it before, that there's never the right time until you choose one in this world. There will never be a right time to do something until you do it. But there's never a right time for anything. Hakuna the right time. I'll do it in the right time. Hakuna the right time. The only right time is the time you choose to do something. That time umechoose kuifanya, hiyo ndio inaitangwa the right time. There's nothing like a right time in the world. Now, so, what you do when you reach a peak, we are talking about your climax now, When you reach your peak, aka your high point, your summit, your pinnacle, your top, your zenith, your high spot, your apex, your crowning point. Okay? When you have that culmination, when you are getting to the crest, so their crest, when you're getting to the crown, pekele, ndio maana inaitwa crown, ile pekele ndio inakuanga imeshikilia nyota inafungia hewa. So when you are culminating in that exciting and impressive event, when you are about to come to a crescendo or a resort, okay? So you are supposed to hold onto that climax before you let it go. Never let your nut go without a fight. This is for the gentlemen. Okay? You like just losing your nut without a fight. You have to fight your night. You have to fight your nut. You have to, if you need to, you can take your horse out, slow it down. I don't know what you are going to do, but just do something. Maintain that nut. Okay? This is alchemy now. Of course, you are going to reward them with the nut. You know, some people like their nuts around their neck. Sometimes like wearing what you call a pearl necklace. So some of the ladies are going to come and tell you, give me a pearl necklace right there. Oh my God, give me a... And then you give them a pearl necklace, aka they are going to have a dotted necklace of something that is shiny and white, esoterically speaking. So it depends on where they want it. This is for the ladies, okay? And their pearl necklaces, you know what you do. There are some ladies who like facials. You know, some ladies like going to esoteric salons. Okay, so sometimes they'll be like, this is good for my face, so I'm here for some facial. You know, some of them won't even mind getting a facial in their lips and things. So, you know what I'm saying? So, when that guy is supposed to bust the nut, you're supposed to hold it. This is food for thought. You're supposed to exercise control. Now, when you're holding on to that climax, in one way, shape, or form. Okay? In one way, shape, or form. When you're in that climax now, remember, nani unasikianga, it's a vision. Some of the men, you have to be very careful. There are some men who roll their eyes in their sockets. So you are looking at him, for those who like looking upwards. You know, meaning it was you like calling it the death of the cockroach facing up. So some men are going to roll their eyes, so their eyes roll to the back of their sockets. Okay, at that particular moment, you are supposed to have a vision. If for you inakuanga ni macho inaangalia juu, others I don't know how people do. Me I speak for self. You know, me I don't know. I've seen them. You know, we have given Pornhub so many hours. We have given so many of our hours to porn, so we know. Some men scream, others, all those events we know. So now, that emotion, okay? That emotion can arouse some happiness. So because when you are about to climax, when you're having that vision, it's a vision of happiness, okay? This happiness can be tears. We have men who cry. There are men who cry the moment they are done. You have to wipe their tears. You have to, mother them. You're like, oh my God, kwani nimefanyia nini? Shout out to the bitter boys. They come, they cry. But it's not a bad thing. But now, sasa unajua ni pork na gin, pork na gilbis, na soda, na sausage. Ikienda sana ni goat. Hiyo sasa amejaribu. Amekula na tu spinach hapo na kachumbari. That's it. They don't do greens. They don't do herbs. They kunywangi uji. Kulangi there is Nairobi boys. Yeah, so wanaweza lia. You know, their nut can be so painful. They cry. You know, losing that night. Okay, so now. So, when that happiness or the tears, okay, that is something that is a potential. That is a potential. That happiness is a potential. So, remove all the language and look at that as a potential. A potential to scream. A potential to pass out. A potential to curl your toes. Now you have to come and undo your toes because your orgasm was so tight that your index finger is now close to your pointing finger. Mpaka umejifunga vidole za miguu venye umesikia vizuri, venye umekauka, mwingine ameweza fikiria amepigwa shock. So that is what is called a horizon, a potential or a horizon. Okay? Now, but now you're supposed to harness that and still not let it go. So even as ikifika ni kwa hiyo orgasm where now you are curling your toes. Okay, now you have your mouth is where your ear is, and your ear is where your eyes is, and your nose in the back of your head because your orgasm is so strong. Like if you show you your picture, you'll be shocked at yourself. Ukimaliza unauliza nimepiga duru sana. Unaambiwa aki we kai hata pale tulikuwa tumeweka radio. You know some neighbors, the moment they put on volume, you know it's about to go down. You know they can't control themselves. So that vision, that horizon, that potential that you're still trying to hold on to, you are still not letting go, aka having that space, because that's a space you are going to, that's a spaceship that you are going to. Okay, so in that spaceship where your spirit can always jump any space, a space of reality or a realm of reality, your spirit can jump in there and experience that thing. So when you jump into that space now, that horizon, okay, that potential, your spirit now, when it jumps in that thing, can experience something opposite. Okay? Can experience something totally opposite, because remember your spirit is low vibrating. But when you're about to climax, when you are creating that orgasm, everything becomes high vibrational. So when you jump into that, whatever that thing looks like, so when you jump into that, there's nothing there in that orgasm. There is just a potential. It's just a horizon. Because wengine wanalia, wengine wanapiga nduru, wengine wanakufa. So it means so many things can happen there. Otherwise, everyone angekuwa ana climax the same. Kama ni kupiga nini kama umbwa, everybody angekuwa na climax, unasikia woo 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 woo, tunajua huyu ame climax. Everybody angekuwa woo woo woo, tunajua ame climax. Because now we know that it's different. Some people come, they scream, others moan. Kuna wengine hata wasemangi ngo, hata hujui kama ni nini kinaendelea, ananyamaza tu. Ama kusukuma hata ujui ni nini. Sasa unashindwa, do they have epilepsy? I didn't know they have epilepsy. So you are guessing maybe the dick is too good, maybe they're actually having an orgasm, but you're not even sure. You're not even sure. So now they are pushing you. So now you are also wondering, if you are loaded, you are thinking maybe you are going too deep. Some of them, they have been touched 2 inches. Maybe now you are going all the. So you're not even sure. Should I stop? Am I going to? What is happening? And then they are like, oh, okay. Okay, that's another one. So that's a potential. So that's how you know that a climax can be used for manifestation. It has different horizons. It has different outcomes. So it's an open space. It's a place that your spirit goes and experience its own experience. So your orgasm is different from Molly's orgasm. Molly's orgasm may be different from Moari. I'm saying, so you never know. Molly could be, maybe you need a mop. Moari, maybe you need a bigger mop. So you never know. So they are different. So that's our horizon. So when it comes to sex and manifestation, so the orgasm is how you bring about there. So how do you do this? So you jump into that space, okay, like a spaceship. So when you're about to have your orgasm, the real one, wacha hiyo unajifanya, unajua unasikianga tu story, hata ujuangi. So unajifanyanga ati guy. Jamaa na afu because you are with a bitter man, ajuangi ukimfake anafikiria umekam. Akoya no ari kia hii, kai jiwete wega hai. Magai. Wakaigua wega ko. Wapi? Umesikia mzuri wapi? Foreplay ndio unasema umesikia vizuri. So now depending on your that space now, the real one sasa. Now we came from climax to orgasm, where you're about to now experience that space of all possibilities, like you don't even know. So hapo ndio wengine wana, whichever space you are. So you're supposed to have a vision of whatever you have been planning to manifest. It is even better if mwenye mko naye, na si lazima akuwe mtu wako, bora mmesikizana, hakuna mtu wa mtu. If both of you may agree that, no, I'm talking for the men, not for the ladies. Hakuna mwanaume wa mtu. No man belongs to anyone. Okay? Mwanaume ndiye anaendanga anachukua bibi, anapeleka mahari. Okay? Hakuna mwanaume wa mtu. Otherwise, saa zile anatokanga anaenda kuoa mwingine, kwani anaweza enda kuoa mwingine akiwa wa mtu. Now, men is universal charger. So, haijatoka vizuri ni plug, but anyway you get it. So you cannot deny, otherwise why would your Bible say that you are going to have 7 women clinging to one masculine thought? Duh, even your Bible knows it. So shout out to the real men out there. So when you get into that space now of that orgasm, especially kama umesikizana na huo mtu, pengine nao ni mtu umezoeana, so mnabiananga na miski Ford Ranger, twende Sunday bazaar. Both of you are into witchcraft. Asa wewe ni wizard na huyu ni witch. Mko bazaar, mna shop Ford Ranger, mnaingia ndani. Unajua mmoja anakuzia juu kama hamna kanyamu, ta pengine hamjalipa rent, mnaingia mnaguza leather seats, ni asisi gana, tatu yigulire bere, you are looking, you are experiencing, you are smelling the leather. Mnataka kwenda kufanya witchcraft na sex. Mnaangalia vioo, mnaeka hita, mna everything. Alafu mnarudi mnasema, milioni sigana inya. Keto tuwalie na sianai. Tuende tuongee na watoto. Unajua Mungu anataka Karanja aende Canada. But of data. You are the bread. We are back. Now, so when you get to that position, so mumeambiana, okay, we are doing mind fast na yako baadaye kwa nyo anapenda mara 2 ama mara 3. Unajua kuna watu wanapenda shenanigans, and that thing you're supposed to go there once. Kama ni 4 hours, hiyo maneno inaisha. Go there 4 hours, story done. If you don't have enough time. If you have enough time, that can be a half day affair. Maybe from 12 till 6 p.m. No break. Maybe break ni kula tu matunda. You know what I'm saying? So, you're supposed, if you cannot time it, you do it together. At the point of now, your orgasm, hakuna kitu kama orgasm, it's a world you are creating. You are supposed to, in that space, add that vision and that feeling that came from that Ford Ranger na vitu kama hizo into that dream, that imagination, that horizon, that space, okay? That no thing that you don't know of. That's how now you are putting your invest. Because at that particular moment, when you are coming together, you are creating the energy of number 6. Or the joining of 2 energies to create another. So that's sex in the mind. And whatever, everything starts from the mind. In the beginning was the word. Whatever is planted in the mind will surely and for real manifest in the physical. Okay? In the 1, 2, and 3 dimension, it has to manifest. Now this is the thing. If imagination ni ndogo, na ulimagine kidogo and you didn't put enough energy, utanunua toeka. Hautajua ni kwa nini. Utaenda ukute toeka inauzwa, ama gari ya remote ukuja nayo nyumbani, umenunua 10,000, unambia bibi, nimenunua itoi 10,000 ya remote, ni ya Ford Ranger, kama ile Ford Ranger tulienda kuona, ile tulisema tutaona. Because when you are doing it, you didn't believe in it, or you didn't even put any extra effort after that to make it happen. So you're supposed to add other things into that. You're supposed to now even look into ways of accumulating not even money, but more emotional connection to that dream. So the moment you start heavily connecting to something emotionally, you make it manifest that much more quicker. And most of you, this is even how you do it. Most of you start even pages like business pages na kila kitu, and then you stop posting. So even on social media, what happens ukiacha kupost kitu? Your page is forgotten. Your pages inenangana huko, hata followers wanakusahau. But ukiendelea kupost sana kama ni Facebook, you are always relevant. The algorithm works for you. So even in the spiritual world, it's all about the algorithm. So are you doing your rituals and spells? So when it comes to things like sex, are you doing them like a ritual? You may not even get it, but or are you having just discernment, sex without discernment? So for you, ni just brains na story imeisha. You know what I'm saying? So na hatuongei maneno ya sex kwa bed peke yake, even in your mind when you're joining your masculine and your feminine thoughts. Molly, I have not hanged. You are the one who is hanging, Molly. I've not hanged. Shout out to Warenga. Warenga is always late. But it is always better to be late than early. It's always better to have a late, to come late than early. We don't like 1 minute men. They come too early. It's better to be late. At least it is delayed. Delayed pleasure, maybe best. You never know. Shout out to Warenga. Nasema na hang. I have everything on. I have Wi-Fi. I have data. I have everything on. So if I'm hanging, maybe I'm hung. No pun intended. We are talking sex. So if I'm hanging, maybe I'm hung. The Bible talks of people with emissions of donkeys. I'm not saying that I have emissions of donkeys. I'm talking about the Bible. It's the Sabbath, and we are turning waters to wine. Shout out to 777. So, it's not my network. Something is happening. I didn't even want to talk about it. It's going to happen to your TV. Okay? Your TV is going to, mutapewa nonsense, mutambiwa some static, some sun flare, or some bullshit story. So they are going to say even radio stations that are interrupted. They are going even to say some crime is even going to happen, and then what I blame it on a day or something. On that particular day, the radio police were not working. That thing affected everything. The money system is about to be changed. It has got nothing to do with my connection. Okay? This is global. Imeanza. It has got nothing to do with my connection. Okay? It has got nothing to do with my connection. Let me tell you when it's supposed to start exactly. Where's my calendar? This is a test. Okay, they are testing. Where's my calendar? Supposed to kick in on Saturday. On Saturday ndio ita kick in vizuri. It has got nothing to do with my connection. But then again, you are not tapping the screen, so maybe that's why. Then let me know kama imerudi. Let me know kama imerudi. If I'm not back, then we can rest. Shout out to Molly. Are we live? Should I'll be casting pearls to swine if I talk about what is about to happen. That is called casting pearls to swine. The Bible says, do not cast pearls to swine. Don't give people information they don't need. Anyway, on Saturday is going to kick in. So you are going to have radio interruptions. You are going to have TV interruptions. You are going to have your phone networks interruptions. Your social medias are going to have interruptions from Saturday. A lot of digital, some numbers are going to reduce. There are some people who are going to go to the bank and find their a few zeros missing from their things. So maneno ni mengi, muda ndio mchache. So it has got nothing to do with my network. The testing has started. I'm on Wi-Fi and data. I'm on Wi-Fi and data. Wi-Fi and data. I'm on Wi-Fi and data. I even switched off Wi-Fi. Still data was flipped. So anyway. So yeah, it was an open panel. Hakuna mtu ali request. Nilisema vizuri sana. Ni open panel. No one requested. You know, some of you don't have self-love. You don't feel appreciated. So you cannot even request to come up there. You don't want people to see your face. You're still traumatized. You are traumatized from a young age. No one has ever hugged you. So you are traumatized. So I understand. If you're traumatized, you don't have to be a guest. So I understand a lot of you we have been there. So self-love. Every time you feel appreciated. So if you're not feeling like you'll be appreciated enough to request the mic even on an open panel, you need to do some self-loving. You need to heal, child. Today is the day of atonement. It's the Sabbath. Today and tomorrow. Confess your sins. I am here. Father is here. Come through. I'm here to give you grace. Request. Don't even show us your face. Come for forgiveness. Today's the day of atonement.
But thank you so much for everything. Thank you for the lessons. You know, sometimes we do things actually, but we don't know. But you see, when we have a teacher, then we learn, we unlearn to learn new things. Especially now the equinox. You see, for the first time, nitasema mimi, sisemi nyinyi wengine, at least niko aware of what is happening in my life. Actually, I think this has been my best year, like spiritually. Because I'm a Libra, and you know Libras, we have issues. And actually, ukishaanza kusema hapa bwana ya mtu, nyinyi si bwana ya mtu, nyinyi mna mark territories. You know, sometimes with us wizards, it's to hit vibaya, lakini at times there are things you cannot stop. You learn lessons from them. And you said something earlier on that, you know what? That was a lesson. And you see, lessons are there for everyone. And zinaweza kuja vibaya, but if you never learned something about it, that is the bad thing, because you're going to repeat that cycle again. And I am so grateful that this year nimekuwa so much aware. Najua sitarudia hii lesson. Hii lesson I think ni ya mwisho. And I've worked so much on my throat, my throat chakra, at least to be speaking. You know, with Libras, si ukwa side zote, we want to see your best side, we don't want to hurt you guys, but actually ni new to hurt. But this year, I don't care, I don't give a damn. Actually, what happens, wacha ifanyike, that is one thing. Wacha ifanyike, but also it's a lesson. You told me something before, but I've learned the lessons that maybe I've never learned in my 25 years of marriage, that maybe I was never able to pick up. But I think from hii mwaka hii na turn 45 next month, I think these are going to be my best years. Like zinakuwa zile mwaka mzuri kushinda zile zingine zote, because actually now I'm operating on knowing myself and not believing in things that I don't know. Like I've become my own wizard. And I would really want to say just thank you for everyone. I don't know how the kama zitakuwa vinye zitakuja, but I'm learning my lessons, and people are also learning their lessons, because it means sometimes we're not doing the action. It means you're not ready for the real deal. So once you take action, it means all of you are going to learn as a collective. So I hope, Libra, this year we are going to stand up tall and face the things that we are afraid to face, and be who we are supposed to be. Usiogope kitu ija kufikia. Kuogopa ni mbaya. Let us get to those places that we are afraid to face, because that is where our power lies. In that darkness, that is where your power lies. So when you start facing your darkness, it means hakuna kitu itakushinda. And actually when you face your darkness, it means you've won the war. But ukitaka kukaa tu hapo kwa light, wewe uko tu hapa kwa kuna nuru na hakuna giza, you're very wrong. It should be yin and yang. And I think mi nimemeet watu tu wazuri sana in this spiritual work. We've wrote notes, we've not met, but tuko pamoja. We learn so much, we've learned so many things, and how even to deal with our kids. Like me, I'm a Libra, I have a Leo, I have a Capricorn, very grounded. My girls are Capricorn, my son is a Leo. And hao watoto ni shida, but those kids wamefanya one thing in my life, what you just said. They've pushed me from my comfort zone, because wanaongeanga ni kama hao they know everything. And actually, if you look at them, I think this is the best generation that we are having right now. As much as they don't take things seriously, but wamezaliwa with so much knowledge that we'd never had. It is at their peak. Wako nayo wanauliza mtu, my son told me about equinox, na hata sikuwa najua. Nashindwa unajuaje hizi vitu? When we sit down to nashindwa anajuaje hizi vitu, and he was only 12 years old. Nashindwa unajuaje hizi vitu? Si mama, hizi vitu ni normal, kwani hizi vitu ujui? It has made me go back to school. Sikuwa napenda kusoma, but actually I've started to read books again, and reading is a good thing. If you have that space to read, mama, so many sana, and be your own wizard. Remember, maybe what works for you will not work for another person, but it can work for you very well. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. Ciao ciao to Molly the bed spreader, and you can follow Molly. Molly will always make your bed look good.
Thank you.
Make your bed look good, so you can follow Molly, and then you can have a good night. You can get more bed sheets. You can have spare bed sheets. I didn't say you stop with your play. Don't say, Jagamodaka, you came and you told us that we have to stop peeing on these people. No, I didn't say you stop peeing on these people.
We have the waterproof, so mattress protector. Kama uko na hiyo maji mingi ya East Africa, hiyo Jenga amesema ya Uganda, Tanzania na Kenya ziko waterproof. Usijishike sana ati Jenga amesema. Some of us are shock absorbers, wengine wetu ni mtaro, wengine ni wetu. Don't hold it, manifest something from it. And actually that is one thing that I've learned that I'm happy about. Si bure. Unasikia utamu, una manifest hiyo kitu unataka zote mbili mara moja. So we are done. Thank you.
Sawa. You heard it from Molly's mouth, aka the horse's mouth. I'm not saying she's a horse, but they say some people have emotions like donkey. It's in the Bible. It's in your Bible. They have emotions like donkeys, and they like hanging. So Warenga will be back in a few minutes. So let's learn, because now Warenga is like, I'm coming back to talk about something. So before she comes back, she says, keep it going. And since I'm a long miler, I can keep it going. I last longer than the Energizer batteries. We can keep it going. So now, let's talk about food alchemy, aka fruits and vegetables, because some of you now will be like, Jengas, now you came, you spoke about bedroom matters, and some people like taking food to the bedroom. So what do we do? So how about now we take some fruits to the bedroom? So we are eating from both sides. So we are not only eating the forbidden fruits, but we are also eating fruits that are for us. Now this is where you need your pens and papers. This one, you're not going to find it in any books. Oh, this is a book. Don't lie to the people. It's already in your book. You have written it. Okay. So this, you can find it in this book. How about now you have it in your own book and you can share. So when we talk about food alchemy, or your fruits and vegetables and how they affect you, then you have to understand that when you're talking of silver, which is all about Mercury and communication, this means you'll be thinking a lot, aka the second house Venus chakra, Venus opposite of Taurus. So this means that now I want to talk about the food. that you're supposed to be having to decalcify your chakras. Let's say you want to unlock your headspace. Let's say you want to unlock your headspace or first house chakra, okay, your crown chakra. So you know that if you eat, let's say you are eating a lemon. When you squeeze the lemon is very bitter. But what does it make you do? So when you bite a lemon, it's very bitter. What does make you do? What do you call this? What do you call that? When you are putting those faces after biting a melon and you're like, what do you call that? So that is called concentration. So you are concentrating on the acidic level. You bite your lemon and you're like, what is that? That is called concentration. Okay, so concentration is just an energy. It doesn't mean that it's what you call paying attention to something. It's just an energy. So when you get to that energy of concentration, now you remember, you are the creators, you are not the creation. You are the magician. So now when you bite the melon and you go, or when you kula pilipili, you're supposed to take that hotness and transform it into your first house, because your first house is about concentrating. This is your brain area. This is how you think. So you throw it into that space. Okay? So food alchemy. Sasa, we are going to go from the head space, go to the throat chakra, we go to all your chakras. So are you ready? Are you ready? For example, you know that the throat chakra deals with copper, you know. So already you have to, so by default, if I mention the metal, you can think what foods contain that thing. Okay. So copper is about rebelling. Copper is used for rebelling something, or repelling, or bouncing off. Okay. Now, so remember, so copper is also used for like electricity, for harnessing energy. So repelling, pushing the energy, or harvesting that energy. So now, you're supposed to be opening your throat chakra without repelling something. So that will be copper. So the food, so we are talking of Venus and copper here. So the food for your throat chakra will be food like an avocado, plums, mangoes, pineapples. Okay? All that is food for your throat chakra. Sasa. Now, let's say your third eye is calcified. So you're supposed to program these foods. Tomatoes, and these tomatoes has to be fried tomatoes, not just the raw ones. Then we have pili pili. Then you have bananas. Then you have cabbages. Okay? So food is a ritual and spell that you do. Every time you eat at lunchtime, that's a ritual. A ritual is anything you keep doing. When you brush your teeth, that's a ritual. What rituals do you do in the morning? I brush my teeth in the morning. I wash my face with water. That's a ritual. Everything, something that you keep doing. Specific time, you repeat that thing. So now, so let's say, for example, you want to detox, clean your gut, okay? Or let's say, it's not even about cleaning. Let's say you want to clean your sexual organs. So let's say you want to detox your sexual organs. This is the best example I can give you. Assuming you want to detox your sexual organs. So what do? You eat fruits that have a lot of what you can call seeds. Fruits ziko na mbegu mingi. So vitu kama passion seeds, vitu kama hata kama umezi blend, the fact remains that is something that has a lot of seeds. That is why anasemanga tomatoes are good for the balls. Ukikata nyanya, hata wanaona venye nyanya zimejipanga hivyo, wanasema is good for the balls. So things that have a lot of seeds in them, matunda yote iko na mbegu mingi, concentrated, passion. Give me examples of fruits that have What word? Sasa ni fruit gani hapa inaweza kuwa na pawpaw has a lot of seeds. Even when you cut it, unaona inakaa two sexual organs, na hata ukikula pawpaw seeds unasikianga zinaosha tumbo, naona tumbo iko huko chini. So what happens is that when that seeded fruit goes through you, hata kama hizo mbegu zimesiagwa, that seed is about attaching to something. When you put seed in the ground, ukienda nje na mbegu kwa mchanga, ukuje ukute hapa kuna mchanga, uweke hiyo seed kwa mchanga, uiache siku 3, ukikuja kuitoa utakuta iko na roots imejishikilia. So seeds bind into things. So let's say you are cleaning even the watermelon. That is even why they say the watermelon is good for sex, and don't melon. So when you eat these fruits that have a lot of seeds, what they do as they are going through the body, they bind into anything that is related to the seed, aka your seed. So when they bind into that, okay, they bind into the weak seeds that you have inside you. So you are doing like a sexual purging. No. So na ndio unaona hata guavas. So all the fruits that have a lot of seeds, they have to do with cleansing or cleaning your sexual organs na vitu kama hizo. Ni sasa, you get how it happens now. So that is the alchemy of food. So when you understand that, now come back to the chakras now. Like now come back to your sports and now sit about, okay, so what chakra am I talking about? The heart. That is the 4th house. It's related to home, family, care. Okay? So if it is about the heart, then I should be having fruits that are more like cantaloupe. Inaitangwa cantaloupe ama inaitwa aje? Because that is a seed that is more about storing water and it's soft like home. And you get what I'm saying? So let me get to the page. Let's find a page where we have some fruits. If I can find where I wrote it. No, I can't even. Oh, okay, I found it. Oh, fuck. Woo, it's a holiday. Now, where's the heart? Food for heart. Come on now. Not Venus. Where is this? Not crown chakra. Not after fruits, the heart. Anyway, you can guess that one. I don't know where I wrote them. I can't find the heart. Maybe it was too. I was like, forget about the heart. I lost on the heart. I'm not talking about the plan. Sometimes they moved. I think they have moved. My notes have moved. Somehow they have moved. It's not an impossibility. You have seen movies where letters have been changing. So if it happens in movies, trust me, it happens here. Let's look for another chakra. We have talked about the crown chakra. So, for example, let's talk about your crown chakra, which is Saturn, okay? Or your higher chakras, aka your left brain. This will be daytime. Your lower chakras, this is nighttime, is your right brain. Like right now, ni usiku. So ni right brain, sahi tunatumia the lower chakras, because ni nighttime. Higher chakras, tunatumianga daytime, the left brain, logic, thinking, because we can see, we can think. Nighttime, we are not thinking, so ni right brain, ni right brain, ni the lower chakras. It's more dreams, it's more imagination. Now, if you're in the crown chakra above, because this is leading, born to lead, shout out to those buses enanga na huko kwa kinamoli naona imeandikwa born to lead. So that means you have a leader or ability to lead or have something to stand on, aka that can be your word all the way to ukichukua pencil inakuanga na lead, nasema lead baada kusema lead, hiyo chuma inaitwa lead, inakuanga na lead, hiyo point ya pencil inaandikanga inaitwa lead. So that lead is what I'm talking about. Okay, you can lead, ability to lead, ability to have something you can stand on. This can be your word, you are known for that word, that is what you are known for. Your beliefs can take us from point 1 to point B. Okay, so all the way to even being a leader in the office na vitu kama hizo, and vitu kama P na vitu kama hizo. So fruits na vegetables zenye unakula, to program them to help you in that state to develop those chakras and those organs will be things like lemons, vitu kali, grapefruit, vitu ziko na lead, kiwi ukiangalia inakaa tu ni kama iko na lead, ile mudhi ya pen iko na hiyo brown color, inakaa mchanga. Himalayan salt, okay, pink salt, na celery, when unakulanga vegetable celery, all that is food for your crown chakra. So whenever you are eating that food, you can program it to go and work on your crown chakra. You are the magician. Sasa, that was about the crown chakra. Now, najua mnapenda third eye chakra sana. Nalikuwa mlikuwa mnangojea hapa. I've been live for 90 minutes. I need to take a break. So, the third eye, or what you call the first eye, or what you call Thoth, or Mercury, or Hermans, or hermeneutics, my back is hurting. Can't sit for over 90 minutes here. My back is like, go and take a shower and rest your ass. It's a holiday. It's a day of atonement. It's the 7th day of the 7th month of the 7th year. So, Wamodaka, if God has said it's a day of atonement and you're supposed to be resting, why are you online working? I don't work a day. I just came to remind them of the day of atonement. You know, I didn't mean no harm. I have my own commandments, God. Thou shalt not hate the messenger. Let the people take the message. Sasa. So do have a beautiful evening. We'll catch up with Warenga. She's doing something else. We can catch up with her tomorrow on another live. Shout out to everyone who commented or what do you call it? Commented or contributed. Betty BT, Ordinary, Wairimu, Wadungu, anyone, Kariha Joroge, or anyone I didn't even mention. Shout out to all of you for coming through. Dayo Amudaka. Dayo. Uditagididi, yes. Wanjawa Musia Korea, significance of 923, thank you. So, ciao, ciao.